can see it in your mind, you can bring it into your reality. I kid you not, everything that I wanted, I got. This is India. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about how I manifested my dream apartment, girl. I'm so excited to be doing this video because really, it's such a surreal moment. And let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Not only did I move into a new apartment, but I moved to a new state as well. So this was a really, really big move that I was manifesting for quite a while. And I really just want to give you guys some tips on where to begin. Like if this is something that you're interested in doing, if you want to leave your hometown, no matter how old you are, girl, if you want to move across the country or you want to just move one state over, you want to move to a new apartment, maybe you're just ready for an upgrade, a more luxurious life, girl, just something better than you already have, this is definitely the video for you. Okay, so I want to kind of break this up into like things you can do internally and things you can do externally to help to manifest your dream apartment. So I want to first off start by saying, if it's not time for you to move to your dream apartment or to your dream city, it's not going to happen. If you have not been doing the inner work to prepare yourself for that next level of life, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get it because it's simply not time for you to have that in your life. Okay, so what I mean by that is I have been on my spiritual journey for 3 years, right? And pretty much ever since I started my spiritual journey, like very shortly after I started, I knew that I wanted to move, right? And I was just starting to slowly see signs about where I should move to. So I can tell you guys where I live because it's on my vlogs, literally. So I moved from New Orleans. New Orleans is my hometown, and I moved to Houston. I live in Houston now, so Houston is literally just one state over, Louisiana to Texas, okay? But when I first started my journey, I just felt like I wanted to move, right? But moving is huge, like especially moving states, like that's crazy. And a lot of people like want to do it, but they never actually end up doing it just because it's such a huge task. And honestly, like it's a huge task physically, like to go and like find a new place to live, find your dream apartment, like find a moving company, have the money to do it, right? Pack up all your stuff and move to a new city. That's a lot in itself, but also just like the mental work that it takes to be able to really bring something like that to fruition it's real work. It's real work. So you're really going to have to work on reprogramming your subconscious mind. I am always talking about mindset and reprogramming your subconscious mind to believe that you deserve the things that you desire. If you don't believe it, you're not going to get it, okay? So it's really important to think about those limiting beliefs that you have and write them out, especially if you had a difficult childhood or if you grew up in poverty or you never had enough, right? So if you grew up that way, it's going to be even more important for you to write down these limiting beliefs, especially if you are trying to get to something that's like super grand. So what you can do is literally just write down all of your limiting beliefs surrounding money and surrounding moving, because one of the biggest things that you're going to need physically to make this move is going to be money, right? So you have to work on that. So let's say one of your limiting beliefs is that you never have enough, right? There's never enough money. Rich people stay rich and broke people stay broke. Rich people are evil. They have all the money. They don't share it with anybody. You know, like whatever it is that you grew up hearing or, you know, that has gotten like programmed into your mind over the years, write that out, okay? If you have a limiting belief, like I want to move to a new state, but I don't know how I'm going to get enough money to do it. I want to move to a new city and get a new apartment, but I don't know how I'm going to find a new job. I don't know what I'm going to do about money, right? I want to move to this beautiful luxury high-rise apartment, but I've never lived in one before. I don't know anybody who lives in one, so it's probably not going to happen for me. Those are all limiting beliefs. You need to write all those things out, and then you need to rewrite the opposite, right? So you need to say, so for that last one, I want to move to a new city, a new luxury high-rise apartment, but I don't have one. I don't know anyone who has one, so it's probably not going to happen for me, right? You want to change that and say, I've never had the experience of living in a beautiful high-rise apartment in a beautiful neighborhood in an amazing city that I've always wanted to live in, and I'm so excited that I'm a candidate for the experience because I've never had it before. that literally you just want to write the opposite, okay? And you want to continue to just read those things so that you can start to believe subconsciously that you deserve what you desire, okay? It's very, 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 very important to do the inner work. The next thing that you can do is start journaling, right? Not really journaling, really scripting, right? So scripting is when you write out what you want to happen, right? So you can literally just write in your journal what an ideal day for you would look like in your dream apartment, your dream city, right? You literally journal the day as if it already happened. You already lived it, okay? It's a dream day in your dream city, in your dream apartment. It's like you got the apartment, you moved to the new city, and this is how you're spending one of your days, right? You can literally start off, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. I just had to share that. So new beginnings, okay, for everyone watching. So you can literally just script like, today was such an amazing day. I loved waking up in my beautiful apartment. The view that I have is so amazing. I went outside and walked my dog. I'm so grateful to get to live in this beautiful neighborhood. The sun was shining today and I walked my dog. I came inside, I put on my workout clothes and I went to our gym. I'm so grateful to have a really nice gym in my building, like et cetera, like whatever it is that you want to write out. I took a bubble bath in my beautiful separate tub and shower, like if that's something that you want, and whatever, like literally write out the day as it happened as something that you would have enjoyed doing. Do that, okay? And the other thing that goes along with that is visualizing. So of course you can write it out, but you need to see it. If you can see it in your mind, you can bring it into your reality. I kid you not, everything that I wanted, I got, okay? I could not make this up. When I walked into this apartment, I said, oh yeah, this is the one. This is the second apartment that I toured. And the moment I got here, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. When I walked in, like downstairs, like into the, like the part where like the leasing agents and stuff are and all that kind of stuff. When I walked in down there, I was like, oh yeah, I like this vibe. Like I could see this. And when I got to the apartment, I was like, oh, so you just took what I had in my mind and you just said, here it is. Because I kid you not, you guys, like literally everything that I wanted, I got. And it's because I journaled it, I scripted it, I visualized it, I saw it in my mind. Start visualizing things. Visualizing is literally just like daydreaming, right? Just that whole scripting thing that you wrote out, see it in your mind. See yourself doing it. Some people have an easier time visualizing than others, but you just have to continue to work on it. It's related to your chakra right here, your third eye. So if it's really hard for you to visualize, then this is probably blocked, but you need to work on your chakras from the bottom up. That's why I say, if you're trying to visualize stuff and you can't really see it, then it might not be time for you to get the dream apartment and move to the dream city. You might need to do more inner work, more work on yourself, on your spirit, before you are actually able to get to that next level. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means it's not time right now. The next thing I want you to do is write out a wish list. This is my wish list, right? I literally just took a white piece of paper and I wrote out every single thing that I wanted. Here it is, okay? I use markers just because I wanted it to be like cute and colorful. I wrote this out on October 20th of 2023, and I moved January 19th of 2024. So I moved November, December, January. I moved 3 months after this, after I wrote this out into my dream apartment. Let me look at this and see how many things on this list did I not get. I couldn't make this up. I got everything on this list. I kid you not. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. I have 28 things written down on this list. And if I didn't get exactly that, I got a variation of it that I'm very happy with. Everything on this, please understand. Please understand that you can have anything that you desire. You are creating your own reality, okay? When I say to write this list, nothing is off limits on this list that you write. Nothing. whatever it is you desire. It doesn't matter if you think you'll be able to afford it, if you think, oh, well, I don't even know if that exists. Just write it. Just write it on your list. I literally titled this list, My Dream Apartment, Welcome to Houston, Texas. In the mind, whatever one believes to be true either is true or becomes true. And voila. And voila. Like, and here it is. Here it is. I'm living in it. Now, I was manifesting this dream apartment long before I wrote this list out. So you can definitely write yours earlier. I just happened to just write it at this point in time, but you can definitely write it out earlier. Bonus points if you use the moon cycles. Definitely, when manifesting, goes with the new moon. Anytime we have a new moon, it's a great time to do some manifesting. That's a great time to write out those limiting beliefs and write out the positive version of those beliefs, right? And then to also write out your list for your dream apartment of everything that you want. Literally anything. I'm talking about, like, if you want a rooftop pool in a building, if you want a huge state-of-the-art gym, if you know the exact neighborhood you want to live in, put that on there. If you want white cabinets and white countertops, put that on there. Like, literally anything that you want, put it on your list, okay? Other physical things that you can do, especially if you want to move to a new city, would be to actually visit the city. I had been to Houston twice. Like, okay, so I've been on my spiritual journey for 3 years, right? So like the year before that and the year before that, I had been to Houston twice. So like during COVID time, I had been to Houston twice, not by myself, but with like other people, right? And like stayed in a hotel. We were only here for maybe like 2 or 3 days, right? Did a few things, went home. And then it was, when I came at that time, I did not know that I wanted to live here. But when I came that second time, I was in the car with my karmic partner, okay? And it was nighttime and like we were around the Galleria. So like all the trees were wrapped, everything was lit up. It was super pretty. And I was like, I could see myself living here. And now I live here. And now I live here. It was so crazy. At the time when I said that, I was just like, oh, it's really nice here. Like I could see myself living here. Like I've had thoughts previously, like, you know, throughout my life of like maybe wanting to live in a different city, but I never knew if I would actually get up the courage and like, you know, really get everything together to actually do it. But I did have that thought when I was riding around in the car with him. Okay, so yeah, I definitely recommend that you visit the city. So during that span of COVID, I had been twice. Then when I was on my spiritual journey, those 3 years, when I decided I wanted to move to Houston, I had never been to Houston by myself. I came to Houston in what? I don't know if I came before or after I wrote that list. I think I came, you know what? I'm positive I came after I wrote that list. I think I came to Houston a week or two before Thanksgiving. So that was in November, right? I came to Houston by myself. I stayed in a hotel for, I think I was here for 3 days or something, and I worked with an apartment realtor. So I would definitely recommend that you do that, especially, I mean, if you are just moving to a new place where you already live, you don't necessarily need to do that because you can literally, you know, just drive around the city, navigate yourself. But if you're moving out of state, especially to a state you've never been to and you don't really know much about it, you're definitely going to want to work with an apartment realtor. I would highly recommend that because they know the city, right? They know the apartments and it's free. So you don't have to pay to work with an apartment realtor. You can literally just find them on Instagram. Like that's, you type in, another thing, start following things that you want to do in your city. So on Instagram and on TikTok, I started following pages about Houston, like things to do in Houston, where to eat, where to go, where to have fun, where to shop, like all that kind of stuff. I started following apartment realtors who would post apartments that I was interested in seeing, right? I'll be like, ooh, that's my vibe. I'll follow her or I'll follow him. And I started seeing all that stuff on my timeline. So I was constantly like immersing myself in the Houston experience, right? I was seeing these apartments. I was seeing these houses. I was seeing restaurants that I want to eat at. And I started to make a list in my phone of things to do in Houston, right? I literally just titled it Houston, Texas. And I literally have like probably at this point like over 150 places, whether it's like a hookah spot or like a restaurant or a brunch or like some kind of activity or like a yoga studio, Pilates studio, like all that kind of stuff. I have all of that stuff saved in my phone. So all of these things that you're doing, it's programming your subconscious mind that this is something that's coming. Okay, this is happening, right? I will be going to these activities. I will be going to these places. One of these apartments will be mine. I will be working with one of these apartment realtors. Like this is it. This is happening. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And so you get on the vibration of that, right? So definitely recommend doing that on Instagram and TikTok. And then, like I said, I ended up picking one of those apartment realtors to work with. She literally planned out my, like, she would just send me apartments. She would just send me stuff, pictures, videos. I'll be like, I like this, I like that, or I don't like this, don't show me that, I don't want to live there, I don't like the way that looks, you know, whatever. And she made the list, she scheduled all the appointments. All I did was show up. She was actually out of town when I did my tour, so I never even met her in person. I never even met her in person, but usually, I mean, it was rare that she was out of town. Usually they go with you to go look at the apartments. So yeah, but everything worked out just fine. Even though she wasn't here with me, literally I just showed up, gave my name, and they were like, okay, yeah, we have you on the list, etc., you know, whatever. And that's it. It was super easy. And this is the second place that she sent me to, and I fell in love pretty much immediately. So I would definitely recommend that you do that. It'll just make it a little bit easier for you. I would also say start tidying up loose ends, right? So think about when your lease is up for your current place, right? That's going to show you when you need to start looking and getting things together. Now, I will tell you, you're not going to be able to do much more than 60 days out, because that's when units start coming available. So if it's more than 60 days, which 60 days is like, oh my God, like 2 months to get all this together. But like, yeah, 2 months to get it together. Like, you'll do it. You'll do it. It'll be fine. I thought it was crazy and I managed just fine, right? So yeah, like 60 days out. And then also your lease, like you're probably not going to sign, like re-sign your lease or like get the notification about your lease like more than 90 days. Usually it's 90 days or 60 days where they send you that notice and are like, we need you to renew by X, Y, and Z, right? So yeah, just think about that when your lease is up. Think about what you're going to be doing for work. If you are working at a current place and you can do a transfer to a new city, do that. If you want to leave that job, whatever, completely, look for something new. Okay, so just start thinking about those things. If you have kids, where are they going to go to school? You know, like if that's a thing, if they need to go to school, or if they're babies, whatever, like what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do when you get there? Okay, start getting that type of stuff together. One of the last things that I want to mention is astrocartography. If you want to move somewhere and you're like, I want to move somewhere, but I just don't know where. I don't know where, like, or maybe you feel like you're torn between like 2 or 3 places. Do your astrocartography. I literally think, is it astrocartography.com or is it might be AstroSeek, and they have an astrocartography portion. Regardless, you can just type into Google astrocartography, like how to do yours, and then a bunch of websites will come up. You can use one of the websites. You're gonna need the same information that you'll need for your birth chart, right? So you'll need your name, your date of birth, your time of birth, and your location of birth. You'll put that information in, and astrocartography is literally your birth chart across the world, okay? So when I did mine, turns out my Venus line actually goes between Houston and Dallas. So there is a reason that I felt drawn to be here. This is not an accident. This is not anything just willy-nilly, oh, I just feel like I'm gonna move here. Like, nah, like this is a part of the plan. This is a part of the divine plan for my life. I am supposed to be here right now, right? Everything worked out so easily and effortlessly. Like, yes, it was work to get everything together, but in the end, everything worked out like so smoothly, and I literally got everything that I wanted. So do your astrocartography, see where your lines go, your Venus line, your Saturn, your Jupiter, all that kind of stuff. You're gonna read it. It's really, literally, it's super easy. You don't really need to do much. Like, you're gonna look at it as long as you know your symbols. If you don't know your symbols, you know, just look it up. But yeah, and you'll get to see like on the map, yours might go through, you know, Seattle, Washington. You may be like, oh my gosh, yes, I've always loved Seattle. Like, I would love to go live there. Okay, it may be a place for you. It may be a place for you. And if you need help with the astrocartography, I'm sure you can just put it in on YouTube and they could teach you how to read the chart. Those are pretty much all of my tips. Inner work that you can do, external work that you can do, work with the moon cycles, work with the new moon to write out your dream apartment list of everything that you want, and use the full moon to release all those limiting beliefs that you have about why you can't get it, okay? Because where I am right now, it's so incredible. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I really saw this in my mind and I really got it. Like, this is not a joke. I just have to be so real. Like, please understand, whatever it is that you desire, you can have it. There is no question about it, right? If you want it, if you desire it, then it's for you to have. Does that make sense? Like, if you want something, it's because you're supposed to have it, you know? Especially if it's something that keeps coming up for you, And honestly, your guides are going to be communicating with you as well. So when you start seeing stuff on Instagram, stuff on TikTok, like before I even really like started following pages and stuff on Instagram and TikTok and like all that kind of stuff, I would hear people talking about Houston, or I would see people visiting Houston, or like whatever. Like I would literally be in line at the grocery store and the person behind me would be on the phone and would be like, oh yeah, she just went to Houston. Why? Right? Or like I would literally just randomly see a reel on Instagram about like something to do in Houston, or I'll be watching a vlogger that I always watch that literally lives in California and it's like my first time visiting Houston. Like, I kid you not, you're going to start to see the signs, okay? If it's really for you, it's for you. I promise you this. So those are all of my tips for getting your dream apartment, girl, starting your dream life. You can do it, okay? Use these tips. I promise you, I'm literally living proof that it works. So do it and comment down below and let me know. Let me know when you get it, right? Let me know when you get your manifestation. Let me know when you get to move into that dream apartment, that dream city, okay? Whatever it is that you want, you're totally capable, okay? If you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely be sure to hit that like button, okay? Hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.